a software update coming to Mission Control here at Rock 106.9. It's been less than seamless, we can call it. Right? And like normally this is the kind of stuff that makes me flip out, lose my mind, scrape blind bar. And I have been doing that this morning. I won't lie to you, I have been doing that. I'm going to try my level best not to make it part of your problem today, right? This is not your fault. I don't think I should be punishing you. But at 6:07, I feel like walking back out to the parking lot, getting in my car, and telling Rock 106.9, you know what, dude? Find a new morning guy. Your boy got it. Now, I don't really want to do that, but that is how we're starting this morning out. Now, it's Thursday. So the good news for you is that means it's Sonic Temple Thursday. Passing out those tickets for all 4 nights where you get Metallica not once but twice. Probably end up pulling out Seek and Destroy at some point, right? Because that's what they're doing. They're doing the no repeat nights. So you end up getting to hear a lot of stuff. I've seen Metallica a lot of times. And I mean a lot. I'm kind of jealous of that no repeat. You get to go to both shows. You get all the hits. Some deep cuts thrown in there too. Metallica's that band. They kind of know. They kind of have to do that. By the way, that show's pretty good. Chavelle's part of that. Rob Zombie's part of that. Alice in Chains is part of that, for crying out loud. You part of that. Let's get you into Sonic Temple this morning. We'll do that at 8 a.m. Now, those Rock the Bank keywords came back this week. 9 a.m., that first $1,000 keyword, I will get that passed out to you. We'll do that at 9. Also, little somber at 9 a.m. as now even more accusations coming out against Diddy. Apparently now the accusation is abused a 9-year-old. We will get to that part of 9 a.m. 8 a.m. this morning, like I said, your Sonic Temple tickets. Also, the inventions we wish we had.
Hi.
We don't have them. Surprised we don't have them. The hell? You guys are out there inventing all kinds of stuff. We don't have this yet. We have a list of these.
Good morning.
When walking out of the house, I realized, I have some laundry. I want to know when we're going to solve the washing machine, dryer, one machine, because you can't put things in the washer and then like set it to go to work and then come back, after work and put them in the dryer, because they're going to stink like mold. That dampness, that funk, if you will. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. It's the whole reason why you're washing clothes. Not have fun, right? We'll put them in there and get more funk. It's like the opposite of what that machine is for. You don't want that. Like the washer, dryer together, and like the folder. Yeah, you know what, dude? The whole laundry thing hasn't really got all that more convenient in my life. Now, it's much better than hanging out the clothes on the line in the backyard and all that, but that wasn't my time, right? I've had the washing and drying machines my entire life. We really haven't seen much innovation in that world. And so that would kind of be on my list, but we did find a list here of inventions people wish we had. We'll take your suggestions too.
It's going to be about a half-hour drive going through Amish country.
7 o'clock this morning, the panic buying because of the port strike is already started. We saw video all night last night on the news organizations, people running in and out of stores, grabbing everything that they can get their hands on. I was in a Costco here locally yesterday. I don't know if it was panic buying. It felt busier than I normally see it at the normal time I go. A little busier. I think that could have just been a coincidence. I'm not sure it was panic buying. People didn't look necessarily all that worried or trying to get to
Gotta stop and get a Monster real quick.
Overall, one particular product, but they were a little busy in there yesterday. And did I buy a few extra things just in case? Yeah, I did. So we'll talk a little panic buying. Do that coming up. Also, Logan Paul, I gotta admit, not my favorite person. Like, he really isn't. But he did something over the last couple of days. He's in trouble with the internet, and I'm not sure why. Now, it's easy to get in trouble with the internet. They're out there bored with nothing to do and wanting to do that. But I think what he did here doesn't deserve as much criticism as he's getting. So apparently, I'm going to go to bat and stand up for and defend Logan Paul, part of our 7 o'clock hour here this morning on the Stansberry Show. The Stansberry Show.
Okay. Someone woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning.
On Rock 106.9. 8 a.m. this morning, Sonic Temple tickets up for grabs all 4 days there. Metallica playing twice, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, Chevelle, a few others. I'll take a look so we can make some more references. But 8 a.m. this morning, I'll get you those tickets. Also, when opening up the show this morning, I was talking about at 8, I ran across this list of inventions we wish we had. And I should have known this, but it was just this morning. where like I opened one of the drawers, in the bedroom to pull out some clothing. I was like, oh, running low. I only got tomorrow's supply left of that. Okay, clearly doing some laundry today. And I was like, oh man, it kind of sucks. I wish I could just throw some laundry in, set it, and come home to it being, dried and not necessarily folded, but in machine dried, although it'd probably be all wrinkled and all that. But anyway, you know what I mean? I don't want to, I didn't want to have to like wash something, leave it in, the damp stuff, because that's the whole reason to wash fabric, clothing, whatever it should be, is so you can get the funk out of it. I should have known washer dryer combo already a thing, and I'm just poor, and I didn't know. People sent me some links here. Apparently you can get a GE profile 4.8 cubic feet capacity there, washer dryer combo, $1,998. Yeah, mostly, even if you search though, you see side-by-side combos. I guess that's what I'm saying. I just kind of maybe had forgotten that this was a thing, or maybe I didn't know. We'll circle back to this.
Good morning.
In every major holiday, all of those chains, Lowe's and Home Depot and all, they'll all run their ads and what they're doing and 20% off of this and this and that. I've heard that stuff as many times as I've heard Nirvana. You know what I mean? I'll literally walk through the hallway sometimes and just like Lowe's commercials or whatever, something will just like come out of my mouth because I literally hear it all the time, right? And so I don't know if they see those, pimped on TV, advertised here a whole lot. Why is we want those? They have those.
Yeah, Jay, I can see your messages.
I guess would be my question there. I don't quite understand that, but inventions we're looking for. We'll get to that part of 8 o'clock. All right. A name that's come up on the program quite a bit is Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is an
No
influencer,
problem. Thanks for stopping in.
amongst other things. And he is...
Do me a favor and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to, okay?
Things he has said where I'm like, well, that's actually not bad to tell people. Like, he tells men, young boys and men, that how you feel should not decide what you do. Just because you don't feel like going to the gym doesn't mean you don't go. You go anyway. That's good advice. There's been plenty that has come out of his mouth that's like, oh, right, that's less than fabulous right there. And so I've had women who listen to me like, oh, man, can we be careful leaning into this Andrew Tate stuff? Like, let's be a little careful there. And I understand. I mentioned it because I saw this. He is not the first person to have this opinion. It's actually pretty common online now, on Reddit and wherever you should have it. It's actually pretty common. And as a pessimist, I'm not sure I like this outlook. They start talking about who it benefits, who gets more, who gets ripped off.
Thank you.
Who's it really about? It says women today don't get married because they're traditional. They get married because it benefits them. It erases their poor past and gives them Instagram likes. Well, you will get likes making a engagement or a marriage post or whatever and the like, but I feel like that's a little bit of a reach there. I don't like this next statement either. A modern woman won't obey you. So what's the point in marrying her? I've never been married. I have problems making relationships successful. I could not be any less qualified to weigh in. But I'm paid to anyway, so here we go. I'm not sure obedience is what I want. Like sometimes, conversations like this will come up, and some people will try to put you in a predicament. And be like, well, what if this? Would you let your girlfriend go hang out with 3 guy friends without you? People will ask you, try to put you in one of those, word problems. Well, can he get his SAT scores up and get himself out of this? And what I always say is, like, I guess what I want is a woman that doesn't put me in a position where I have to ask her not to do things that I'm that uncomfortable with. And I'd like to think that through the relationship and me not being uncomfortable about every last thing, that when I show discomfort, there's a little like, all right, you know what? I think you're making sense here. Idealistic, maybe. Fair enough. Okay, Andrew Tate continues. The deal was obedient virgin for marriage. I think we've been sold that that's what the deal was. Not quite sure that was ever really the deal. But okay, the deal was obedient virgin for marriage. That deal's still on the table. He calls them girls here. I would prefer women. If the women are obedient virgins, if she's not, no deal. If a woman had to risk half of her money forever, like a man does, zero woman would get married. Truly zero. They want no risk, all fun. No obligations of behaving, all party. They lie about traditional to get it, but aren't even virgins. Only weak men fall for it. The strong men had her and never married. Well, this is a perspective. How do you want to see it? And as a pessimist, this is a pessimistic way to view it. The issue is, of course, the woman that Andrew Tate is describing exist. Not only do they exist, there are plenty of them. Lots of them. Because the point is I'm going to tell people, like, dude, this isn't all women. And somebody's going to hear that, and they're going to think to themselves, it's been every woman I've ever known. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's all women. As a guy who went out of his way to not get married, and it was for a list of reasons, and I said it was certain reasons back then, there was other reasons, there was a lot of things. Like, let me tell you, like, it wasn't that I thought they're out to get me. Beyond that, like, how many men really do have the money that you gotta be worried about risking your money for the rest of your life? Like, how many men really have to be worried about that? Isn't it something like 75% of the country makes less than $75,000 a year? If that's the reality, then I'm not sure how many men have to be worried about losing their money. Now, what a guy's gonna tell me who's lost money, who makes $75,000 a year? No, those are the dudes you gotta be standing up for the most, because it does happen. So, like, yes, there are bad people out there. There are people who are looking to get into situations for the wrong reason. There are this, and I talk about this, but this, when you're making statements to a broad audience, you occasionally have to paint with a broad brush. He seems to enjoy it, right? Like, he seems to enjoy the broad brush and to go out of his way to keep women in a subservient role. It's not necessarily where I want them. I kind of like the glasses, hair pulled back, pantsuit, kicking ass at the office, come home, throw down. Like, I'm kind of in. Well, that's just it. I enjoy women. I kind of, and that's where my issues have come in. It's like, well, I like that version. I like that version too. Oh, but she kicks ass, man. Like, it's like, that's my issue. It's like, I want like 9 different versions. And I know that's not the reality, right? And so it's like, I don't want 9 wives. I don't want to harem or any of that stuff. That sounds messy and awful. And I don't know. Actually, commitment's what I would want more than anything. But I understand why some people are afraid of this. But some of these problems are wildly inflated, right? And at some point, it just comes off like, nope, a couple of chicks got over on me, and none of you will ever do it ever again. And it kind of comes off like that. I think if you're looking past, I have the person who will make me enjoy my life more, as when we're sitting on the couch watching Seinfeld for the 9 millionth time, I feel like I can make it to 75 years old without taking this sport and stabbing you in the eye with it.
The Stansberry Show. I just thought you were a dumb freeloader who ate all my food and played video games all day. On Rock 106.9.
330-450-7625 to reach your studios. And rock the bank with me and grab that first $1,000 keyword. That at 9 a.m. this morning, brought to you by Strong Back Roofing. Get those passed out at 9 a.m.
Good morning. Thanks for stopping in.
You mentioned the NFL, they're coming back. Apparently, NFL inside of 10 years. Sport, alive, and well. Now, the internet's changed the game on a lot of industries, including mine. Probably at least a facet of yours. Not all of it bad. Not all of it good. I think there's always an offset. And it's definitely changed people's opinion on what they should have to pay for because of the ease of access on the screen. Easy this, oh, it's just right here. I shouldn't have to pay. Right? There's definitely been a shift in our mentality.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you got a chance.
mentality towards how much streaming
Appreciate
services
any help.
cost. I think Netflix at $23 a month is a bargain. Even if I don't use it every day a month, $23 a month for that much entertainment at my fingertips seems like a pretty good bargain to me. Now, the fact that you need 11 Netflixes, okay, right? Now, only if there had been a guy on the radio screaming bloody murder about how that was going to be the reality.
You usually see a lot of animals and wildlife out this way.
Let's not spend all day on it. What was nuts is like, all right, we can take a local business. The Canton Repository. And I lean on them a lot. Read them daily. And sometimes you'll see that they'll post online. They'll make that link available at their social media, and then you click on it. It's like they would like their payment in order for
Such a nice day out today. I don't think I want to go to work, but
inevitably you'll go in the comment section. People will just scream, "Pop!
gots to pay the bills."
$1." And I always said, did you walk down the street back in the day and scream at the newspaper box on the street corner because they were asking you for 75 cents for the paper? You probably did, right? It was the system. You wanted the paper. Of course, it's a business. People work there. This is going to cost me money. Now, I know the news organizations flooded the internet with it, and it's their mistake. Yeah, I know. They screwed up here. I know. But it's like, I think, as we're all spending so much, the less money the organization is making off the end product, the less money they can afford to put into the product. More layoffs. These days, it's more. This article was computer generated. They literally print it now at the bottom of stories. Meaning the AI programs are running it. Because nobody's making as much money off of this as they used to. So of course then run it leaner. My point being is that the reduction in spending of getting the information led to the information getting even worse.
Trees are starting to change colors.
Is this going to make it better? Because CNN now, Reuters as well,
drive
announced
around.
their media organizations now
Pretty
are
soon.
launching digital paywalls. CNN said it's going to be laying the first bricks in a so-called paywall, asking some of
Going
its
on a tour
visitors to
of
pay
Ohio.
$3.99 a month for basic access. Starting today, we're asking users in the United
During the
States to pay a
fall.
small recurring fee for unlimited access to CNN.com's world-class articles. Okay, well, of course they're going to say that about their articles. I know people are going to go, oh, CNN, I mean, it's not even news. I mean, it's propaganda. I mean, I know. It could be literally said about any one of them. Those who subscribe will receive exclusive election features, original documentaries, curated articles, and fewer ads, the company said. Reuters, another global news site like CNN, announced Tuesday that it would launch its digital subscriptions for its website and mobile app starting in early October. The plan will impact users globally and be available for $1 a week. I mean, $1 a week, let's say. And you get to, it's not real new. Okay, but you get to read what's going on for $1 a week. And we're going to complain, I know we will. But I think spending less money on the product leads to spending less money on the product. And we only get robbed. The problem with everything I just said is this. It is 100% true. The $4 isn't going to fix it, is it? Nah. The news is going to stay the same. You're just going to end up paying the money. The reason for that is because, well, this isn't really the reason, but the reason they're going to tell you is, well, the news was we lost money for so long, we're recouping it. Don't worry, we'll get back to doing it right. We'll get you a Cronkite here sooner or later. We'll find you one of those. There was never really one of those. Right? I mean, it's like, I mean, that's been my thing forever. They started lying to you when they gave you the supercomputer that fits in the pocket, huh? Sure. Yeah, I guess that's when the lies started rolling out.
The Stansberry Show
Every time I see him, I hear circus music.
on Rock 106.9.
Sonic Temple Thursday here on the Stansberry Show, getting you those tickets, 4-day passes, including 2 nights of Metallica. People seem to overwhelmingly think Master of Puppets is Metallica's finest album, their best work, if you will. I think we're going to pull something off of that today. We'll get you those tickets that at 8 a.m. We talked a little port strike yesterday. People are concerned about it, and I understand it. The numbers were anywhere between 35 and 50% of the products on shelves near you and I come through those ports on the eastern seaboard. That seems a little concerning. First strike we've had in the system, CBS reported yesterday, since 1977. That seems significant, you know. You know what happens next. People start thinking, okay, well, this is going to affect me, right? Prices are going to be different. We already saw some warnings from some politicians to corporations. Hey, look, more eyes out there than ever before. We kind of know what people are up to in these moments. Let's not, you know, like there's a phrase I always use, never let a good tragedy go to waste, right? And so there's already been warnings out. Hey, we're going to be on the lookout here for some price gouging. Another thing that will happen is they call it panic shopping, where people will flood to the stores to start to buy necessities, essentials. You can think back COVID, right? And I did see a lot of empty shelves near me when that really started to kick off. It took a little while, if memory serves. But, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of empty shelves here right now. But apparently, the closer you get to these ports, people are concerned about it. If you remember, one of the things that flew off the shelves in the panic buying moments of COVID was toilet paper. And everybody mocked it. And I didn't understand it. Whether it's the thing you're going to need most or not in this moment, in the face of this whatever insert name of tragedy, if it's still something you're always going to need, memory serves, it doesn't ever really go bad, right? I guess, I don't know, something could happen. But I don't understand when people panic shop, when people laugh so hard about it. If panic shopping is so weird, why does Costco and Sam's Club exist? That's what you're doing every time you go in there, is buying toilet paper and paper towels at a rate of, like, you might die. Right? Like this, like that's what you're doing. Every time you go in, that's why I go in there. Did I go in there yesterday? I was in there yesterday. It didn't look like panic shopping to me, personally. I go to the store about the same time when I go, right? I mean, welcome to having schedules and a life and the systems, right? It was definitely increased customers in there yesterday. It didn't seem like, oh my God, look, pandemonium, and they can't wait to grab this. It didn't seem like that, but it seems busier. It was noticeable. A guy who listens to the show quite a bit, his wife works there. He has already texted in this morning, 330-450-7625, and it said, oh yeah, no, she came home and said, we were definitely, there was an increase in customers. It was noticeable, both in the parking lot and walking around the store. It didn't feel like panic, but it definitely felt like, all right, let's make sure we have some. Paper towels was on my list. I got it. While I was there, I was like, well, I still, from the last time I came here to buy toilet paper, because I don't live with a woman who somehow they eat 3 rolls of it every time they go in there. But like, it lasts me now, a decent amount of time, right? But I was like, you're here, it's right next to each other, just grab it. Did I think to myself while doing that yesterday, there's also that thing hanging out there? Yeah. Now, I guess some people are laughing online because, well, the toilet paper doesn't come in by ship, though. It's by rail or by truck, because most of it is there. I start thinking about the stuff. But that's not the only cruise situation here. Because, look, panic shopping happens. And so if you wait too long to go get the thing and they don't have it, all of a sudden now you're a victim of this thing. I'm not so sure stockpiling things you know you need every day no matter what is... What happened to this phrase? Better safe than sorry. And here's what I mean. I bought my house a year. Perfectly happy where I live. I seem to, and I really don't, I hope I don't jinx myself here, but I seem to have hit the neighbor goddamn jackpot. Like my street, I gotta tell you, I'm like, oh, it's almost like I hand placed it. Like it's kind of nice. I gotta tell you, I hope I didn't just screw myself here, but it's been great. And in my house, when I bought it, was one of those water filtration systems. So when I drink water at my house, quite often, that's what I use. I just use the water system I have in my house. I love that thing. But since I've moved into my house, every week, I have bought 2 cases of bottle of water that I don't drink as bottle of water that's sitting on a rack system in the basement of my house for the, well, you know, and that's what I use Costco for. This brave dude, I think he's headed for the hills. What do you want to be, Elaine Seinfeld? Hey, can you spare a roll? No, you don't. You don't. Here's the thing. If you want to go real crazy, tinfoil hat. Oh my God, dude, things are going to get nuts in the next 2 years. You got to barter amongst one another. Systems really collapse. Now it's trade between you and I. I have toilet paper and you don't. Now, I guess you could make the argument, Sansbury, if it's that bad, in main streets and rubble, I'm literally looking for your old Kiss t-shirts and I will wipe my ass with those.
The Stansberry Show.
Yeah, I hear that kind of obnoxious behavior is very big right now in the dangerous idiot community.
On Rock 106.9.
As we were talking port closure and panic buying and price increases during, well, tragedies. I mean, you have the hurricane out there, also now a port closure, and on top of that, that's, you know, people are worried about that. We do have a $1,000 keyword for you. And at 9 a.m., rock the bank with us. That was brought to you by Strongback Roofing. We'll pass that first one out at 9 a.m., but we were talking a little panic buying yesterday. New York, New Jersey saw a lot of actually empty shelves. I said, look, I haven't seen empty shelves here yet, but look, I was in 2 stores yesterday. Plenty of other places of operation here in Kansas, including a store I was not in yesterday. Apparently, this comes in off my text line, 330-450-7625. Sam's Club sold out of 30 pallets worth of paper towels and toilet paper yesterday. And again, people really seem to laugh or point finger. Not this particular person, but people will laugh and point finger and be like, oh my gosh, it's this. It's not like it's going to affect toilet paper. It's like, yeah, but I need that stuff. I never not need it. My thing about panic buying is if it's that crazy, then bulk stores are nuts. Now, it's not that nobody's ever had the opinion that buying things at a bulk store is kind of nuts. And I was converted into a Costco customer. I wasn't resistant or anything. I had never really joined one of those type of places. And, they were in everybody else's parking lot and, getting everybody signed up and all the excitement and the hot dog and all this stuff. I mean, it did pull me, it sucked me in, right? And on top of that, I got a pretty dedicated listener of the program, listens every day. And he was like, dude, I'm telling you. I said, oh, right. You know what I mean? So I went in there, I got a card, and I've been, I'm in there now. But as a single guy, there's only so many things. There's plenty of things, but it's only so many things I find that I'm like, all right, yeah, when I, stuff to drink and things like that, you know what it is. But, without kids or, there's a lot of the stuff, it's like, well, it's too much. I'll never go. With a lot of the food items, it's like, that's going to go bad for me. Heading into a good college football and pro, from Costco, sure, we were talking about that a little bit. 30 pallets at Sam's Club. I'm also hearing that the Costco gas lines yesterday were a little longer than what people feel like they normally see there. I've noticed, and I just think it's because Sam's Club has been open and operational here that much longer. Their gas lines always, every day, just seem that. It's like, yeah, they just have that many more members right now. The Costco gas thing I've used, I like it. It does seem to be priced decently and all of that. You're going to laugh at me. But you know what? That's what this whole thing is for. I can get a little performance anxiety with the gas pump at Costco because you got to put, it's another one of the. And it's, there'll be 3 people behind. And so, I just, and I honestly, I kind of want to look it up online and have it memorized before I go next time. Because I get a little in that panic thing there in that moment. But yeah, I could see that yesterday. People have seen this happen before, where it's something's kind of bubbling. It's there. Thing. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but I can't be shocked that people are preparing themselves for that maybe being a reality, and how long this will take. And Again, now most toilet paper, they say, and I would imagine this would be paper towels too, you know what I should look. But they say toilet paper mostly comes from, U.S. manufacturers, Canada, Mexico, the three big ones. So not coming in by ship. And that's what affects the ports, right? Is anything being tankered in over, the ocean, like oil maybe. And so, you know what I mean? So like stuff is going to get pretty wild out there. You know what I mean? Like things are going to get a little strange depending on what we see here. And, I said, is it panic shopping or is it better safe than sorry? Again, if it's that crazy, then Sam's Club and Costco, BJ's, whoever it is, then they're nuts all the year round. But like I said, I have a water filtration system in my house. That's what I use to drink water at home, which I do quite a bit because I have that. I love that. Enough good things about my water filter. But I said, I've been buying 2 cases of bottle of water a week since I moved in my house a year ago. It's in the basement. It's on the rack system. Because, you know what? I'd rather have it than not need it. Be a good idea? Right? Like, I don't even know if I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. It wasn't that long ago. Who were like, you know what, dude? Just in case. Like, you know how. Cash down. People become hardened to it, but the word. You know what I mean? So it all depends. Went and tried to get the likes on the page and tried to blow up on YouTube, being exploitive of that. Well, you're not wrong. There are people who definitely that left a bad taste in their mouth. I remember talking about it in here, and it's not necessarily my favorite thing I've ever seen as a guy who has spent his life in a career where you can look back and be like, I can't believe I did that for money. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. Right? There's plenty of it. It happens, right? I think you're a little bit right that there's, people kind of start to dislike you at a point, and they just kind of like never let it go. No matter what you do, can't be good. I don't necessarily like that. Not that I can't be guilty of it or haven't been in the past. I'm sure probably only 10 million times. I'd like to try not to do that if at all possible. And I'm not going to be all that critical of the guy sending stuff to drink to people who were going to have a hard time getting access to that, and I kind of said, people are going to rather see you send the money than the strawberry. Sent me a picture as she's on her way into work, with her strawberry banana prime in her hand. She's like, whoa, Stansbury, shots fired. This stuff's delicious. I gotta be honest with you, I've never had prime. Now, C4 powder and mixing that and drinking that on the way to the golf course, it's like, oh, dude, legal cocaine. That was kind of nice, right? And then, like, that stuff's all right. But I don't normally I don't have anything against Monster or Red Bull or anything, but it's just not, those aren't my bag. And I thought that's what he was doing here. And then beyond that, just the sugar and drinks, I just try not to do that a whole lot. The coffee creamer is where I'm going to get, and I'm like a little bit of a basic white lady about that. Let's be nice. Let's not call them B words. A basic white lady with that, and so like I get a little sugar there, but like in my house, like I said, I'll drink water out of my filtration system, and I like seltzers a lot. My PD at MMS now originally hails from the Boston area, that area over there, somewhere over there, and apparently Polar is from his hometown, so he's been forcing that down our throats, and that's actually, that's pretty good. And he has me converted, so I've been drinking a lot of that. So I don't know a lot about prime. I don't know if I'm not wild about people being this critical about it. No, got 3 charities a month. Causes I'm passionate about that I care over time. Which I'm supposed to really be getting up and down on the Paul brothers, whatever. Which one was it? Shankring? Who cares? They're both douchebags. But like, at the end of the day, I don't know how hard I'm supposed to jump up and down on this. I get the money argument because money does matter. Like I've said about charities, right? I've said this about money and how much it matters. Any charity locally. We have time today. We're all here to help you. They're going to send a lot of you away. They'd have work for some of you, not for all of you. Everybody drive there today and wait in line to drop off a check, and you tell me how many of those they turn away because they don't have enough time to take the check out of your hand. 0. They're going to take every last one. So I get it. You're not wrong. Money matters. But want to flip the coin over? So you're Logan Paul. You send a $10 million check. and 500,000 makes it to the hands of the people who lost their homes. My thing is, and they see, and they're like, no, here's what's going on, this and that, and